Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of June 7th through the 13th, and I'm using a kit from Hello Petite Paper called Sunny Days. This kit is in her older format, so it didn't come with any date covers. I pulled in some from Simply Gilded, and the date dots are from Planning Like a Pro. I don't really have too many date cover options. I pretty much just have some from Simply Gilded that come on a washi roll so I can use it multiple times, and I feel like I always use these same ones for these Hello Petite Paper kits. I feel like that's one of the shops that I always have to pull in date covers for. The other one that I can think of is a Coffee Monsters Co., but pretty much every other kit I get comes with a date cover, so I'm excited that her reformatted kits have date covers included now. For my washi weekend banner, this kit comes with a bunch of washi strips, but I also pulled in a few from Simply Gilded. For the headers, I pulled in some more Simply Gilded washi. This kit only has headers with words on them, and I believe in the reformatted kits there are only to-do headers, as well as some glitter headers. In the previous week, we had gone to visit my brother in Southern California during the weekend, and I decided to push the last day of preschool to this week. Once we came home and I started unpacking and getting back into preschool mode, I realized that I didn't order anything for the preschool graduation. I pretty much just wanted some decorations to celebrate. I felt like the last day of school came by so quickly with everything going on, but I decided I still wanted to have the last day of school on Monday since I did have all of the work already prepared in the craft that I wanted to do, but I pushed off the graduation celebration a few days so that I would be able to order some things on Amazon and hopefully get those in. Another big thing that happened this week was my sister deciding to move to Southern California with my brother. It had been a conversation ever since my brother bought his house about a month before this, and I think once my sister graduated, she realized that she didn't have school as a distraction from everything going on at home, and she slowly was getting used to the idea of moving out. This past visit to my brother's house, I think, really helped her decide that she wanted to do it. Of course, my husband and I would love for her to move in with us, but we are about a mile away from my parents' house, so it didn't feel like enough space and distance from where she was living. She tried to spend a lot of time at our house during this time, but it just was pretty obvious that it was a little too close to home. I don't think I wrote it anywhere in the spread, but I do remember that trip being a pretty pivotal time in her decision. It all was kind of like a gradual decision. And then this week we really started talking about all of the logistics and how she wanted to go about everything. Another thing I wanted to quickly talk about before getting into the day by day is that this week Benny transitioned from a crib to a big boy bed. He was going to be turning 3 in July, and I was holding off as long as possible from this transition. There were a lot of changes going on at the time. My sister-in-law had moved out a few weeks before this. I remember telling him that once he was done with preschool that he would be getting his big boy bed, so we had been building it up for a few weeks and getting him excited for it. With PJ, I felt like we transitioned his bed a little too soon, but at the time, Benny was an infant and it was a little too hard to have 2 kids in cribs. So with moving and everything around that time, it just made more sense for him to have a big boy bed. And he has always been really good with rules. If he knows the rules, he, for the most part, sticks to them. So it was a really easy transition with him to stay in his bed during nap time and bedtime. And with Benny, he is a little more of a rule breaker, so I had this huge fear that he would be leaving his room during nap time and bedtime and all hours of the night. So I really wanted to delay this transition for as long as possible. And now looking back on it, I feel like it was the perfect time. But as far as my sidebar, I have a full box checklist at the bottom of my sidebar where I have our dinners for the week. And I had a couple of extra washi strips from the kit that I wanted to use in a washi banner underneath the full box. And the June script is from the Glitter Mama. Most of the scripts that I'm using in the spread are from Station Stickers. I do have a discount code linked down below, as well as all of the shops that I use in the spread. But if you have any questions, please leave me a comment and I'll be happy to answer. Getting into the week, on Monday, it was Coffee Monday. This sticker is from Hello Petite Paper. Then I wanted to mark the last day of preschool. I pulled in a half box from Sweet Kawaii Design, and I added a little flag banner from Sadie Stickers. Underneath that, I marked picking up donuts with a sticker from White Deer Stationery. Growing up, I always remembered going to Baskin-Robbins to get ice cream after the last day of school, but I really didn't want to go out and get ice cream, and I knew the boys loved donuts, so I did that, which was the same thing I did on the first day of school. Underneath that, I marked some Happy Mail using a sticker from Sticky Bow Babies. I had received Happy Mail from Simply Gilded as well as Teddy Fresh. Then I added a washi strip and a Chaos Coordinator sticker from Sweet Kawaii Design. Below that, I used another sticker from Sweet Kawaii Design to mark a nap. And then I tried to sneak in this little flag and wrote that my husband got his rollerblades and went out to try them out. And I ended this day with a full box. On Tuesday, we had a pool cleaning appointment. I started cleaning up the preschool stuff and I did some laundry. Underneath the checklist, I added a half box and a couple of icons. The YouTube button is from The Pretty Pink Co. and the character sticker is from Once More With Love. I wrote that Frenemies Breaks Up. This is the podcast that I had been loving and watching with Ethan Klein from H3H3 and Trisha Paytas. And this was officially their last video. This was a real breakup. They had a couple in the past that they were able to recover from, but this one was officially the last episode, which was definitely bittersweet. This entire week was full of YouTube content that I followed along pretty closely, and by the end of it, I knew it was just time for this podcast, as much as I loved it, to be over. Underneath the full box, I marked a planning session using a sticker from White Deer Stationery. Then I marked some journaling. Below that, I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co., and this is where I wrote that Benny gets his big boy bed. He had a transitional crib, so we just had to move around some of the pieces. And at the bottom of this day, I used an In My Feelings script. I was just feeling really emotional about Benny being in a big boy bed and there being no more cribs in my house. Seeing how excited he was in his bed, it just made me realize how ready he was for it. And it was just a little emotional thinking about how my little boys are growing up. On Wednesday, I started with a full box, and for this week I only added a to-do list if I already had the header down or if it made sense for what I had going on that day, and I just tried to alternate half of the full box checklist and half of the standing checklist. It was trash day. I tidied up and ran the Roomba. In the half box, I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. and I wrote that PJ cuts his finger with tape measure. I remember it was really scary in the moment, especially realizing that I was the adult, my husband was at home, so I had to handle all of it and see how bad it was and try to figure out next steps if I needed to take any. But thankfully, it wasn't as bad of a cut as it looked initially, but it was still pretty scary. Underneath that, I used another sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark an Amazon delivery. I had received everything that I needed for the preschool graduation, and honestly I wanted to put it off one more day because there was so much to prepare that evening, but I had already told my sister that we were doing it on Thursday. I always think I have a Chick-fil-A sticker or script, but every time I look through my collection, I realize I don't. But thankfully, I had this script on a Station Stickers freebie. At the bottom of this day, I used some deco and a flag from the Giving Girl, as well as a sticker from Fox and Pip, and I wrote that I went to drop off a cookie to my sister, and we talked a little bit that evening. With knowing that my sister was going to be moving soon, I really wanted to highlight these talks that I have with her and these moments where she comes over. Flipping over to Thursday, I was up early. This Rise and Shine sticker is from the Coffee Monsters Co. I got ready and I tidied up and decorated. This backpack is from Hello Petite Paper. Underneath the checklist, I really wanted to highlight this preschool graduation that we had. I used heart garland deco from the kit add-on, as well as some balloons from White Deer Stationery. The foiled bow on the balloons is from Harriet Wright Designs, and later I go in and add a streamer from Sadie Stickers. Underneath the half box, I used a sticker from Fox and Pip, and I wrote that we had a dance party. This was a big part of the entire day where we just had music on and enjoyed this celebration. Then I added a full box day extender. I really wanted to use this half box from Sweet Bean Plans, but I felt like the colors were a little too bold for this kit, so I thought it would be perfect in a day extender. Plus we had a lot going on this day. Underneath the half box, I added a Busy Bee sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I ended up cutting the words from the bee and just putting it next to it so I had enough space. In the quarter box, I used some deco and a sticker from Sweet Koi Design, and I marked giving the boys their graduation gifts, which were some books that they had been wanting. Then I added another flag from the Giving Girl. I love how perfectly these colors match this kit, but I just wrote a few different things that we did this day. I used a camera sticker from Harriet Wright Designs. The panda student is from Sweet Koi Design, and the balloon is from Hello Petite Paper. I wrote that we took pictures of the boys. I had printed some preschool diplomas for them to hold, as well as a ready for kindergarten picture that PJ could hold. We had lunch in the car, which is one of the boys' favorite things to do. We also visited my mom and used the bubble machine. Underneath this list, I used a summer break sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I felt like since we were finally able to have the celebration, summer officially began for all of us. Below that, I used another sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I wrote that my sister visited and she celebrated with us. Then I marked having Sundays using a sticker from White Deer Stationery. The boys had the option to get milkshakes when we got lunch or to have Sundays afterwards, and they went with Sundays. Then I used a sticker from Sweet Koi Design to mark my husband getting me flowers. I remember feeling really surprised by this, and I guess I was so focused on celebrating the boys that I didn't remember to recognize that I was their teacher all of this year and just think about all that we had accomplished together. So it was really sweet of my husband to do that. At the bottom of this day, I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. to mark staying up late and talking to my sister. On Friday, I started with a full box. I knew I didn't need a full box extender on this day because I didn't have quite as much to mark, but I did want to use a half box day extender. On the outside, I used the sticker from Once More with Love that says I'm 108% tired. On Thursday night, my sister and I stayed up really late talking, and when I say really late, it was actually like very early in the morning when I went to drop her off. This was actually a pretty significant event for me. I mostly left the inside of this half box extender blank because I really just didn't know what to put in there. But there was a lot of anxiety with taking my sister back home. It really sucks to have to wonder if it's a good time to come home or not. This is how bad the situation at home has been, and obviously a big reason why my sister wants to move out, and honestly why I want her to move out. But this was just a really stressful late night, early morning, and I really just didn't know what I could put in there for it to make sense. But anyways, then I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. I wrote that all of us got into the car and picked up food. I have been watching Andrea from Squirrel Prince Co.'s videos, and she talks about going on family trips on the weekends, and really that just means them picking up food, and I completely agree that when we all get in the car, it feels like a nice, fun getaway for a little bit. Underneath that, I marked a nap with a sticker from Sweet Kawaii Design. Then I marked editing with a sticker from Sticky Bow Babies, and the edit script is from Harriet Wright Designs. Then I used another sticker from Sticky Bow Babies and marked some Happy Mail. I had received some from Sadie Stickers as well as Nikki +3. Then I added a couple of washi strips to make a little third box. That is a size of box that I really enjoy having. I used a sticker from Fox and Pip. We have really been enjoying family game nights and have been trying to do them on Fridays. At the bottom of this day, I used another sticker from Fox and Pip and a TV icon from White Deer Stationery. I wrote that I picked up my sister and we all watched Loki. I didn't want to use another floral washi strip at the bottom there, so I just pulled in some Simply Gilded washi. I knew I wanted it to be really thin so that I would have room to write. Moving on to the weekend. On Saturday, I started with a work header. I did some editing this day using stickers from Harriet Wright Designs and Sticky Bow Babies. I also uploaded a Coffee Monsters Co. haul, so I used a YouTube sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. and the upload script is from Harriet Wright Designs. Below that, I used a heart garland from the kit, and I wrote that I rollerbladed with my husband. He was actually helping me get used to rollerblading again. It's been a really long time since I've done that. In the half box, I used a bike sticker from the kit and a With Boys custom script from Station Stickers. At the bottom of this day, I added a full box day extender. Inside the day extender, I used a full box checklist. I ran the Roomba. This sticker is from Sweet Kawaii Design. I cleaned the counters. We had Foster's Freeze for lunch. I vacuumed and cooked dinner while the boys watched Cars. This sticker is from White Deer Stationery. This is something I actually did on Sunday, but I had already written it here, so I just left it. Underneath the checklist, I used a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. and wrote that it was a hot day. We have been trying to take them out to ride their bikes on Saturdays for at least an hour, but on this day it was way too hot to be outside that long, so it was only for a little bit, and then I was rollerblading for a little bit before we went to get lunch. Below that, I used some deco from the kit, and I also used a YouTube sticker from Sweet Bella XOXO. I wanted to mark a YouTube binge. Below that, I marked watching The Masked Singer with the boys. And at the bottom, I used a Netflix sticker from White Deer Stationery, and I wrote that I watched Sweet Tooth with my sister. On Sunday, I started with a full box day extender. Again, I used a full box checklist on the inside of the day extender. This time I didn't have as much to write, so I just used a grocery run script, and I know I did cook dinner this evening, so I used another sticker from White Deer Stationery. I did go on a grocery run with my sister, so I'll probably write that I put the groceries away, and we also dropped some things off at my parents' house. Underneath the checklist, I added some deco and wrote that our pool is looking better. Earlier this week, we had wanted to go swimming, but our pool was looking really green, and we asked our pool guy about it, and he started treatment on it throughout this week, so finally, by Sunday, it was starting to look a lot better. I think he had been over to our house almost every day this week. Below that, I wrote that we got a puppuccino for our dog Jackson. Some of this is out of order because I wanted to keep the main things underneath the day extender, but this was something that we did after he went to Vetco. Then I wrote that we dropped off cat litter. This was something we took to my parents' house. Then I used some more deco to mark a mini nap. Clearly, I am using more of the deco because I always save it in the beginning of the spread because I feel like I won't have enough, and then I end up having to use it a lot in the second half of the spread. But instead of trying to sneak it into the first half, I just tried to use it as much as I could. In the half box, I used 2 stickers from White Deer Stationery to mark a vet appointment for Jackson. We had taken him a few weeks before and he had to get a booster shot on this day. Below that, I used a coffee run sticker from Hello Petite Paper. We had gone to Starbucks after the vet appointment. Then I used some of the bigger floral deco and a family time script. And I added the last half box with a sticker from the Coffee Monsters Co. and a Netflix sticker from White Deer Stationery. My sister and I made s'mores and we watched Sweet Tooth. But that is all I have for this week. Here are all the stickers I have left over. I love all of my kits from Hello Petite Paper, so when she reformatted her kits, it kind of gave me that excuse and that extra push to finally use these kits. I really love how this one looks all put together, and I'm really glad that it happened to be during preschool graduation. I knew I wanted to use this towards the end of spring, getting into summer, because I had so many summer kits that I wanted to use, but this ended up being the perfect week to use it. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.